Okay, guys, so we are now about to get started with some more remote job leads. So let's just go ahead and get straight into it. Sorry for my voice, guys. I'm coming down, I think, with a cold. So let's go ahead and start off with Health Advocate. They're hiring for their evening customer care associate. It's a part-time role. A full-time role, sorry. Here they go on to talk about who they are and why their company is attractive to people who are looking for jobs. They go ahead and list off some awards they've won. They begin to talk about the summary role and exactly what you will be achieving when you're working here. They also start to talk about how they're invested into their employees and the benefits that you get. The starting rate is $16 an hour. They get into the summary of the job right here. But this is really what we're here for, just to know if you guys are qualifying for it, right? So they said that high school diploma or GED is required. Um, Customer service experience is preferred. They said an associate's degree is preferred, but it's not required. So in reality, the only thing you need to apply for this job is a high school diploma or a GED. Okay? Let's move on to the next one. Amplify. Amplify is hiring for their virtual reading tutor. This is a part-time role and it is a contract role. You guys know with a lot of contract roles, especially 1099 roles, they do not come with benefits because you have the luxury of making your own schedule. So here they start to talk about who they are. Going down a little bit more, they do say that if you are a candidate and you are able to work from these times 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday, that's really who they're looking for. So they're saying that their preference is going to be to candidates who are able to work those hours. They start to talk about your primary responsibilities in this role and exactly what you will be doing in this role. Let's get down to required education and experience. They say you need to be available for at least 90 minutes, 3 set days per week, a high school diploma or the equivalent. And everything else, guys, is really just run of the mill stuff, right? Be fluent in English, demonstrate professionalism. So the only thing you really need to be worried about is the high school diploma or the equivalent and making sure that you're able to work those part-time hours, right? Going down, they start talking about compensation. This role does pay up to $20 an hour. So if that sounds like you guys, go ahead and get those apps in. Moving on to Kaplan. This is another full-time role. They posted this 18 days ago. They start talking about the job description, of course. Your primary responsibilities, guys, remember, we always want to read the primary responsibilities because sometimes, especially when applying for jobs, you don't know what it entails and it can be overwhelming. So always read those, okay? They start to talk about the minimum qualifications. Now, the main things we really want to worry about, because everything basically under here is really kind of run-of-the-mill stuff. But they say they want you to have a bachelor's degree with a focus in business, education, psychology, or communication. That is mandatory. A minimum of 3 years relevant experience counseling, advising, great customer service, any type of concierge service. So as long as you have 3 years of working with customers, you're going to be golden. They also say they want you to have at least 2 years experience for every year of formal education required. So, and they say this only applies to internal employees, so you guys wouldn't have to worry about this. So really, it's just those 3 years of customer service and bachelor degree that's required. This role is starting at 15 an hour. And again, that was for Kaplan Student Success Manager. Let's move on to another one. So we have UMA. They're hiring for their interview specialist. The purpose of this position, they start talking about who they are. They said the job is starting at 18 an hour. It goes over all of the benefits that you have. One I really like that I think is cool is they have pet insurance. They start talking about your key responsibilities, all right here. To apply for this position, they want you to have knowledge of all of these policies right here. So this has to do with health, guys. I would not know anything about this, but if you are familiar with these policies, um, you have a good shot of getting the job. They also want you to have an associate's degree or 2 years of experience, right? They also want you to have 2 years in management, recruiting, human resource, or education. So, guys, if you have those 2 years of experience or you have that associate's degree, and you have knowledge of these policies, apply. Everything down here is preferred, it's not required. So if you have a bachelor's degree or 5 years of experience, you are a more attractive candidate. But you guys already know there are ways to optimize those resumes to get in those interviews. Remember, guys, you guys should be revamping those resumes. Moving on, into Zillow, guys. This is a really good one. This is a full-time role. This is for Zillow's partner integration specialist. Um, they start talking about who they are as a team and they get more into the role, right? Okay, we're getting down here to the key responsibilities of what you're going to be doing for this role. And right here, they say the role pays up to $54.70 an hour. Okay, they start talking about who you are. For this role, you need to have a bachelor's degree in quantitative fields such as engineering, computer science, or analytics. They also want you to have 1 year experience as a partner integration specialist. Um, Everything else, guys, well, besides knowing these programs, of course, but I'm pretty sure if you have that 1 year of partner integration specialist, you guys already know what these programs are. Everything else is really just run of the mill stuff. And down here, they have their company mission to get to know us. Let's move on to the last one. This is for Boston Medical Center. They're hiring for their call center patient representative. Scroll down a little bit. They start talking about who they are. Of course, their company mission is very important to know when you guys get into those interview rooms. What the job duty entails. This is a pretty hefty workload of everything they want you guys to do. So make sure you read over that, okay? Your general duties. They start talking about education. You guys need a high school diploma or a GED. That is required. They also say training as a medical student or a medical assistant, pharmacy technician, or other related healthcare background fields. The training and or experience that will be provided to the ability to understand and be fluent in medical terminology is also required. So guys, after you have that high school diploma, they're saying basically that they want you guys to still be pursuing an education for something in the medical field. They also want you to have knowledge of that medical terminology. Let's go down a little bit more. Everything down here is preferred. So they prefer for you to have experience in the medical field or as a call center or a customer service agent. A bachelor's degree is preferred, but it's not required, okay? So what they're reiterating again right here is that high school diploma is required and 2 years of whether you're working in the medical field or a call center is required. Everything else is more skills that they want you to have for this job. So guys, all the links are going to be located right there in the description box in the order I went in. So if you guys want to apply, go ahead and click those. Okay, guys, and here we are to one of the most important parts of applying for the job, optimizing your resume. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. Optimizing your resume for the ATS system is really going to be the difference between you being able to gain employment faster or really struggling to beat out other candidates. Guys, we are in a new day. It is no longer the times where we just hand in our resume to the recruiter or the hiring manager and hope they look over it and come back to us. Um, Companies are working smarter, not harder. They don't want to have to pay recruiters to sit there for hours and go through resumes. Therefore, they use an ATS system. This cuts costs for them. Not only does it cut costs for them, but it accurately depicts who they believe will be the ideal candidate based off of keywords. Okay, so here's my resume revamp kit. It also includes the ATS words, but in this holy grail, I basically tell you exactly which sections you need. You guys need these sections because if you don't, the ATS system will say that you're missing it and it will automatically deny you. You do not need a cover letter, but I always say include a cover letter because by time you get approved for that interview, the recruiter is going to look over a few things, but they usually do take time to read that cover letter. So, guys, put a lot of effort into that. I start talking about where to use the ATS words and really how the scores are broken down. And then from there, we get onto the 12 fields of all the ATS words. For every field, it's 100 words. And they're all very diverse, so you won't feel like, you're struggling to pick from, the same bunch of words. Um, and it's 98 pages, guys. It's packed with a bunch of great information. So if you guys want this revamp kit, it's going to be located in my description. And I will see you guys tomorrow for some more remote job leads.